Hey guys, Marissa at KitchenTableStamper.com. Today's project is this fun little post-it note cover with place for a mini pen. These are so fun and easy to make. I can't wait to show you. I'm going to show you how to make 3 of these fun little post-it covers from 1 sheet of cardstock. Let's get started with the materials that you'll need. I used Stampin' Up! Stitched Shapes framelets. It's 2.5-inch circle here. I used the layering circles framelets and cut this little scallop layer. And then for the best part, Stampin' Up! Just Keep Swimming stamp set is where you'll find this fun little monster and monster hugs. And I'm just really having so much fun with this stamp set. It's a 3-step stamping and just produces really adorable results every time. Let me show you something else. Here's another little post-it note cover that I did with the same stamp set and the little gummy bears. Aren't they adorable? And with the 3-step stamping, you can really get some fun shading and details. Okay, let's get started with our consumable supplies. We're gonna make 3 of these little notepads for 1 sheet of cardstock. So you'll need 8.5 by 11 sheet of crushed curry. You'll need 3 Emerald Envy scallop circles. These are about 2 3/4 inches. And then you'll need 3 circles cut with the stitch shapes. Those are about 2.5 inches. And then I have Designer Series paper, 3 pieces from the Party Animal collection. These are 2 7/8 by 3 inches. The first thing we have to do is cut down this 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock to 7 3/8 by 9 3/4. I have my Stampin' trimmer here now, and I'm lining this up to 9 3/4. I'm going to cut, and then 7 3/8, and I'm going to cut. Okay, so we're bringing our cardstock into the Simply Scored scoring tool. We're at the 7 3/8 inch side, and we're gonna score at 3 1/8 all the way down, 3 1/2, and 3 7/8. Now the nice part about this is we'll cut this down into 3 covers, and we scored once, cut 3 times. Instead of cutting them into individuals and then scoring each of the individuals. I actually had a regular customer and friend of mine who thought that that was a really important tip and that I should share that regularly when I'm doing my videos. 3 1/4 inches. And there's 1 cover, and then 3 1/4 inches. And we have 3 covers. Score once, cut twice, and you've got all your notepad covers ready to go. Okay, then the next thing we're gonna do is work the score lines on these. There's 3 on each cover. We wanna fold them all in. And then leave it folded there in this on the center fold. Your cover is shorter than your back. All right, I'm gonna do these other 2. Okay, so I have my 3 covers here, and now we're going to snip to make the little loop for the pen. And we're just gonna eyeball thirds. So 1/3 of the way down and 2/3 of the way down. We're cutting from the folded edge to the score line. Okay, so we have all of our little notepads here, and while they're flat, we're going to decorate our covers. So I've got the pattern papers here, and you have to be careful because it's 3 inches tall and 2 7/8 inches wide, and that's important so you get an even margin all the way around your cover. Now all 3 pattern panels are adhered to our covers. Let's do some stamping. All right, I have here Emerald Envy, Early Espresso, and Crushed Curry Stampin' pads. I'm going to start with our little monster. We have a full body solid image here, And for this little guy, that's how I like to start. I'm inking him up in the crushed curry, and then I'm going to stamp him off and stamp him on my project. Then the second step is this little detail for his shaggy body. I'm going to ink that up in crushed curry and stamp over our little body image full strength. We're not stamping off this time. And that gives us a fuzzy little monster, or a shaggy little monster. The next step is the eye, mouth, and legs. I'm going to ink that up in early espresso, and I'm going to stamp that one full strength. What you want to do here is line up that little eyeball in the white open space and make sure his legs touch his body. And there he is. Now he's got little facial features. Isn't he the cutest thing? All right, his arms are a separate stamp, so we're going to ink those up in early espresso also. And give him some arms. And he can't just be standing there, so I've got the tiny little heart image that comes in the set and some Emerald Envy. And I'm going to put a little heart kind of dangling from his hand and a couple floating up from him. Isn't he sweet? All right, then I've got the Greeting Monster Hugs, comes from the same stamp set. Everything in this project comes from one stamp set. Those are fun projects. Makes everything easy. We'll stamp our greeting. Ha, cute. All right, I'm gonna do that 2 more times. Okay, so our stamping is done now, and we're gonna do a little assembling. I've got some dimensionals here. I like to cut my dimensionals in half. I'd rather put a few half dimensionals and get some extra support and use less product. So there's 4 on the back of there, and I'm going to do 4 on the back of the Emerald Envy layer, or 4 halves, which is really 2. I'm going to layer the stitched circle on the scalloped circle and do that 2 more times. All right, so all my little medallions are built and they're ready to adhere. We'll set those aside and go back to the covers here. We're gonna do some strong adhesive. I got a little Post-it note here. Want to make sure we know which way is up. And I'm going to add some red line adhesive across the back. I've got 3 little notepads here, and I'm going to do that, all 3 notepads. And then I'm going to, inside the cover, we need 2 pieces of strong adhesive. I'm still using this red line sticky strip. We're going to add those at the top segment and at the bottom segment. There's this first score line from the back. Remember, the cover is shorter. First score line from the back, add your adhesive in the top and the bottom segment. Then you remove the sticky liner and fold on that first score. So you're essentially adhering these 2 segments to the back cover. When you push forward, that pops up your little pen holder. Then remove the adhesive liner from the notepad, and you're going to adhere your notepad to the back cover, push the left side of the notepad all the way against that fold, and then you'll have an equal margin all the way around the 3 edges of your pad. Now, what I'll do is remove the adhesive liner from the dimensionals on our decorative medallion, center that on the cover, add a mini pen, and there's our little project. And do that 2 more times. All right, and here we are with all of our cute little notepads. They're all done. If you've got any questions about this project, you can email me, marissa@kitchentablestamper.com, for a printable project sheet with photographs of both of these designs, the measurements, and a cutting and scoring diagram, plus supply list. Visit my blog, kitchentablestamper.com. The link to the post will be below in the comments section. You might have to click see more, but you'll have a direct link there. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.